It took some time, but I finally got the call. Hi last watchers, a couple of years ago, actually it's closer to 3, I decided to join the mass of wannabe Rolex owners and popped into an authorised dealer in Edinburgh to join their waitlist. Oh, they don't use that term, do they? I expressed my note of interest in the 39mm Explorer 214270 and the no-date Submariner 114060. I went in as a normal everyday punter and didn't mention my YouTube channel as I genuinely wanted to see how I would be treated. My reviews have always been about the watches. It's deliberate. I have never put myself front and centre in a video, so unless a sales assistant recognises my voice, which has happened only once, I generally get treated, good or bad, like a regular customer when picking up a new watch. I'm a patient man and more than happy to play the long game with Rolex. I had no purchase history with the AD and had no plans to grease the oily wheel. I didn't expect preferential treatment and none was given. I made a point of visiting the dealer 2 or possibly 3 times each year to give a gentle reminder of my existence, lest they forget, and also to update them on my preferences. When Rolex discontinued the 39mm Explorer, I paid a visit to the branch and was lucky enough to try on several of the exhibition-only Rolex that were on display, one of which was the replacement 36mm Explorer 124270, which looked well out of place on my 7-inch wrist. Therefore, I removed my interest in favour of the blue-dialed Oyster Perpetual 124300. The root beer is a guilty pleasure and might be a future grail. Sometime later, and for reasons only known to Rolex, they released the 40mm Explorer 224270, whilst keeping the 36mm in circulation. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the first time that Rolex have had 2 Explorers in production at the same time, which was good for me as I then went back to the dealer at the beginning of this year and asked that they put me back in the queue for the 40mm variant. A little over a month ago, I paid my second visit of this year to the store and had another friendly chat with the sales assistant, where as usual he gave nothing away as he spoke to me whilst tapping lightly on his keyboard and glancing occasionally over the screen of his laptop. It can be a very non-committal, polite, if not a little awkward communication, which no doubt they go through several times a day. Then a few days ago, out of the blue, my phone rang. It was an Edinburgh number that I didn't recognise, but strangely I suspected it was the AD. Not wanting to get caught off guard, I let it go to answer machine, where my suspicions were confirmed, with a candid message that I should call the store for some good news. Which I did immediately. The salesperson casually told me that I'd been allocated the 40mm Explorer and I could collect it any time during the month of December. It was all pretty chilled and by no means hard sell. I have to admit I was a little shell-shocked. I have literally been waiting years for the call, and when it came it was very matter-of-fact and I wasn't sure how to react. It was a strange feeling which I needed to take in and confirm to myself that I still wanted the watch. Who was I kidding? I thanked the AD and agreed that I would get to the shop within a few days to collect the Explorer. After all, it's just a watch and I've bought dozens of those. As you can see, I've been to the store and I'm now the owner of the Rolex 224270. The AD was warm and welcoming. He let me bend his ear a little and try on several other watches in store, Rolex and JLC. Excusing the bad weather, it was a good day. As ever, I just wanted to share my experience with you and ask about your own personal experiences in buying, or more to the point, trying to buy a Rolex. Have you had the call and how did you react? Interestingly, I contacted a fellow collector in England to tell him I'd had the call, and by sheer coincidence, so had he. He'd been contacted that same day, in the same hour, by his own AD, who had allocated him a green dial Datejust 41, reference 126334, which proves the watches are out there and available at retail. You can avoid the overinflated prices of the pre-owned market if you're patient enough. Saying that, the secondary market has taken a dip recently, which might also explain my bump up the allocation list. The 224270 is my first, hopefully not my last Rolex. I'm still holding out for this sub. It will be interesting to see if and when that call comes. The Explorer may be iconic, but it is pretty much an entry-level sports watch with a brand. Whether it's the end game or a door opening for better things with Rolex, time will tell. I'm not sure what I can add to the throngs of videos on the Explorer, but I will no doubt do a review in early 2024. Something that did strike me was the length, or more to the point, how short the bracelet is. I normally have to remove 3 links from a standard bracelet. The Explorer required only 1. If you have any questions about the watch or even the buying experience, then ask away and I'll do my best to answer in the new year. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.